Rafi never planned to bring something strange home that night. He was just tired, walking back from his late shift at the repair shop. The city streets buzzed with neon signs, food carts, and music from old radios. He liked to stop at the second-hand stalls on his way back. Sometimes he found spare tools or broken gadgets to fix. That night, under a flickering street lamp, he saw a small metal canister in a dusty box marked, "Clearance. Take cheap." The canister was heavy and cold when he lifted it. Its surface was smooth like steel but hummed faintly, as if there was a heartbeat inside. It had no obvious opening, only a set of thin lines that formed a star-shaped symbol on one end. Rafi thought it looked like some old lamp or maybe a fancy container. The stall owner only shrugged and said, "Old junk, maybe foreign. You want, take it." Rafi paid a few coins and carried it home in his bag. His flat was small, 2 rooms and a balcony that overlooked more crowded rooftops. He placed the canister on his table and sat staring at it. The faint hum continued, soft and rhythmic. "Maybe it's an old battery," he muttered, reaching for his screwdriver. He tried to pry at the seams, but the metal did not bend. He tapped it gently with a wrench and suddenly, click. A soft light blinked on the surface. Rafi froze. The canister lines glowed, the star shape turning bright silver. Then the top hissed and slowly lifted. Cool air spilled out, smelling faintly of rain and dust. Inside, hidden under a transparent layer, was a small pod. Mist swirled. Something lay curled within. Rafi's heart pounded. "No way, is that alive?" He leaned closer. The mist thinned. He saw soft skin that shimmered faintly, almost like it gave off its own light. 2 hands, small and delicate, pressed against the clear surface. Then the pod made a gentle chime. The shell dissolved into air, leaving the figure exposed. It was not human. The small being unfolded slowly, blinking large eyes that reflected light like gemstones. Its body was slender, its skin pale with a faint glow that pulsed like fireflies. Short, silky hair clung to its head, also glowing softly. It trembled, confused, and gave a sound like a question, a string of chirps and hums. Rafi stumbled back, nearly knocking over his chair. He stared, unable to breathe. The being looked frightened, too. It hugged its knees, then peered up at him with wide eyes. Okay, calm down," Rafi whispered, raising his hands. "I won't hurt you." The glowing being tilted its head. It copied his hand-raising gesture, small fingers trembling. Then it tried to stand, wobbled, and fell back with a squeak. Rafi quickly grabbed a blanket and wrapped it gently around the creature. The skin was cool, like it had just come from a freezer. The glow brightened when the blanket touched. "You're alive and real," he laughed nervously. "Great. I just woke up an alien in my apartment." The creature blinked, then reached out, touching his necklace. A small metal star his mother had given him long ago. Its fingers traced the shape carefully, and then it pointed upward toward the ceiling, as if to the sky. "You want to go home?" Rafi guessed. The being repeated the gesture, then tapped the necklace again. Its eyes shone, and a tiny smile stretched across its face. Rafi sat down on the floor beside it, trying to calm his racing mind. He remembered to fetch a glass of water. The creature sniffed it curiously, then sipped. Its glow pulsed faster, like excitement. It drank slowly, then made a happy chirp that almost sounded like laughter. Hours passed as Rafi observed.
He tried offering bread.
The creature sniffed, nibbled, and nodded with delight. It mimicked him, holding the bread the same way, chewing awkwardly but determined. Every time it learned something new, its skin glowed in shifting colors, soft blue when curious, gold when happy, pale green when calm. Rafi found it almost beautiful. He spoke softly, though he knew it probably could not understand. "What should I call you, You glow like a lantern, glow. Loom. That fits." The creature tilted its head, repeating softly, "Lou." Rafi's eyes widened. "You can copy sounds?" The creature chirped again, then tried, "Ra, Fi." His heart jumped. It had said his name. By morning, Rafi was exhausted but amazed. He had kept Loom hidden under a blanket fort in his room, where the glow was less visible. He knew this was dangerous. If neighbors or city inspectors found out, questions would follow. Scientists, police, maybe even the military would come. But when he looked at Loom's innocent face as she tried to balance a spoon in one hand, he knew he couldn't tell anyone yet. She trusted him. Rafi picked up his old phone, planning to record a few notes. But before he pressed the button, Loom grabbed the device with surprising speed. She tapped the screen. accidentally opening his video gallery. One video showed a rocket launch from years ago, when Earth had sent a probe into orbit. The camera shook, the crowd cheered, the engines roared. Loom's eyes widened. She leaned so close her nose almost touched the screen. She made a series of excited chirps, pointing at the rocket again and again. Her glow shifted bright gold like a sunrise. She copied the cheering sound from the video, laughing in strange broken syllables. Raffi watched in awe. She understood something. Maybe she recognized rockets. Maybe her people had seen humans reach for the stars. Loom kept reaching toward the screen as if she wanted to go inside it. Then suddenly the old phone froze, screen locking with a faint buzz. Loom tapped it again and again, frustrated. At that exact moment, knock, 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 and a heavy fist banged on Raffi's door. He jumped, nearly dropping the phone. Loom gasped and pulled the blanket over her glowing head, hiding. Raffi's mind raced. Who could it be? Neighbor? Building manager? Someone had seen the strange light? The knocking grew louder. Raffi, you in there? A voice called from outside, his chest tightened. It was Amir, the building manager. Raffi swallowed hard. He glanced at the glowing blanket where Loom trembled, her light faint but visible at the edges. He stepped toward the door slowly, trying to think of an excuse. Behind him, Loom peeked from under the blanket with wide eyes, still clutching the phone. She couldn't stop mimicking the cheer sound from the video, soft and quiet but still clear. Yai, Raffi winced. If Amir heard that, he pressed his back against the door, forcing a calm voice. Yeah, Amir, I'm here. What's wrong? A pause. Then Amir's voice again. We got a leak report from your flat. You got water dripping? Raffi's eyes flicked to the glass he had given Loom earlier. It had tipped over, spilling across the floor. He whispered under his breath. Oh no, and that was when Loom, curious again, accidentally pulled the blanket away. Her golden glow spilled into the room, and the faint line of light crawled under the door toward Amir's waiting eyes. Raffi froze, his eyes on the line of light sneaking out from under the door. Amir stood outside waiting for an answer. Loom's glow was gentle, but in the dark hallway it would look strange, impossible to explain. Thinking fast, Raffi kicked his old rug across the floor, blocking the light. Then he leaned hard against the door and forced a casual tone. No leak here, Amir. Must be upstairs. Amir grumbled. Funny, the report came from your line. You sure? Yeah, positive. Everything's fine. Raffi wiped sweat from his forehead. I'm just working on a lamp. Maybe that's what you saw through the crack. A silence followed. Raffi's heart raced. Then Amir sighed. All right, but if I get another complaint, I'll come check myself. His footsteps echoed down the stairs. Only when the sound faded did Raffi let out a long breath. He turned back. Loom was still crouched under the blanket, eyes wide. She had heard the voice and sensed the tension. Her glow dimmed to a pale blue like fear. It's okay, Raffi whispered. We're safe. For now. The next morning, Raffi decided he needed to teach Loom how to stay quiet. She was curious about everything, but her glowing skin and constant chirps could get them both caught. He sat across from her at the table and held a finger to his lips. Shh, he said. Quiet. Loom copied the gesture. Shh. Then she giggled. Raffi groaned. Not funny. She copied his groan perfectly. Not funny. Then she giggled again, brighter this time. Despite himself, Raffi laughed. You little echo machine. Loom tilted her head, glowing gold. Echo. And that was the start of their learning sessions. Raffi brought out simple items from his kitchen. A cup, a spoon, a loaf of bread. He showed her how to hold and use each one. Loom mimicked carefully, sometimes fumbling but always eager. When she managed to scoop soup with the spoon without spilling, her glow burst into warm yellow and she clapped her hands proudly. You're a fast learner, Raffi said. Faster than me, that's for sure. She pointed at herself. Loom, then at him. Raffi, he grinned. Exactly. Every success made her more excited, and soon she refused to stop practicing. She walked around the small flat holding random objects, naming them in her broken human words. Cup, spoon, chair, Raffi. Her glow flickered like a lantern festival. Raffi realized she wasn't just copying sounds. She was learning meanings, but their fun carried risks. That evening, as Raffi was fixing a kettle, Loom wandered near the door. A thin crack of light escaped when she pressed her glowing fingers to the wood. In the hallway, a neighbor's child stopped and stared at the glow creeping from under the door. The child whispered, Fireflies? and then ran off to tell his mother. Raffi yanked Loom back. No, no, no. You can't do that. His voice was firm, though not angry. Loom's glow dimmed again, turning a sad shade of blue. She lowered her head. Seeing her hurt expression, Raffi sighed. He crouched and gently touched her shoulder. I'm not mad. The tiny star in the sky pulsed again, brighter this time. Raffi's flat felt smaller than ever, filled with the soft glow of Loom and the low hum of the canister. He knew immediately that it wasn't just any light. It was tracking, or a signal, or a visitor preparing to arrive. Raffi, Loom whispered, her glowing fingers pointing toward the window. Her eyes flicked between him and the sky, full of worry. Visitor? Raffi swallowed. I think. Maybe. He ran a hand through his hair. We need to hide you, fast. Loom nodded, understanding the urgency without words. She hurriedly gathered small objects she had been playing with, stacking them to cover the canister. Her glow dimmed to a soft green, almost like she was pretending to be invisible. Outside, the flash of light grew closer. A small craft, smooth and silver, descended from the sky like a falling star. It hovered silently over the building. Raffi held his breath, gripping Loom's shoulder. It's not firing lasers or anything, he muttered, trying to calm himself. But still, we don't know what it wants. The craft's surface shimmered. Then a small hatch opened, revealing a probe, a hovering orb, smooth and metallic. Its eye-like lens scanned the streets below. Loom froze. Her glow brightened suddenly, curiosity mixing with fear. She stepped forward. The probe made a soft hum and tilted slightly as if reacting to her presence. Raffi grabbed her wrist. No, stay back. The orb hovered closer to the window but made no aggressive move. It circled the building slowly, scanning every balcony, every ledge. Raffi realized with a sinking feeling that if the neighbors looked out they could see it. Okay, he whispered. We need help. Someone who understands this. Someone smart. He remembered Dr. Mira Khan, a xenobiologist at the local university. He had once heard her speak about life beyond Earth on a documentary. She knew alien biology better than anyone he could think of. Raffi pulled out his phone. He hesitated. Should he really call a scientist about a glowing creature in his flat? What if she contacted authorities? But the probe was getting closer. Loom's glow flickered nervously, almost like it was urging him. Okay, Mira, he said aloud, dialing her number. The line clicked. Hello, this is Dr. Khan. Raffi's voice shook. Dr. Khan, I think I found something unusual. Something alive, and it's not human. There was a pause. Then Dr. Khan said calmly, Stay calm. Describe it to me, Raffi hurried. It's small. Humanoid. Glows. Can imitate sounds. Really smart. And I think someone, or something, is tracking it. Stay put, Dr. Khan said firmly. I'll come. Don't panic. An hour later, Mira arrived in her old car. She carried a small bag with medical and research tools. Raffi ushered her inside, careful not to expose Loom too much. Loom peeked from behind the blanket. Her glow was soft blue, unsure of this new human. Dr. Khan knelt slowly, smiling gently. Hello there, she said softly. I'm not here to hurt you. Loom tilted her head. Then she copied Mira's hand gesture, the same quiet motion Raffi had taught her. Mira's eyes widened slightly. She already knows imitation, Mira whispered. She's intelligent. Very intelligent, Raffi's chest lifted with pride. I know she's amazing. Mira's gaze turned serious. We need to keep her safe. If the wrong people find her, she could be taken. And not all visitors are friendly. The probe outside had not left. It hovered near the street, scanning the building repeatedly. Raffi watched nervously. It's not attacking, but it's persistent. Dr. Khan examined Loom carefully. She checked the pod fragments, the glowing skin, the unusual features. She's not dangerous, Mira said. But this signal she triggered, it will attract others. We need a plan, fast, Raffi paced. We can't just hide her in the flat forever. Someone will notice. I don't have a basement or a bunker. Dr. Khan thought for a moment. There might be a place nearby, somewhere public enough that the probe won't suspect a secret hiding spot, but still controlled. She can't just wander. Loom reached for Raffi's hand again. Her glow pulsed a golden color like hope. She repeated the gesture toward the sky, then back to him as if saying, I trust you. Raffi felt a strong protective instinct. He nodded firmly. Don't worry. I'll keep you safe no matter what. Together, they improvised a hiding plan. Loom would be disguised inside a crate, appearing to be part of an art installation for a city exhibit. Rafi stacked small fans, cushions, and lights inside, giving her fresh air and room to move. She watched every step, glowing with curiosity. "This is weird," Rafi said. "You're like a glowing living statue. People will think you're some special effect." Loom tilted her head, then mimicked Rafi's words. "Weird statue," Dr. Khan smiled. "She's learning fast, but keep her calm. The probe can sense emotional signals. Excitement, fear, stress, all visible." Rafi crouched beside her, whispering, "You're okay. We'll be careful. Nobody will take you." As night fell, they rolled the crate through the alleys. Loom peeked from inside, glowing faintly. She chirped softly, copying distant street musicians. Rafi laughed quietly. "You never stop learning, do you?" The city seemed alive in ways Rafi hadn't noticed. Lights blinked from windows, cats scurried across rooftops, and somewhere a dog barked at the moon. Loom's glow responded, shimmering like a reflection of the city's rhythm. They reached the exhibit site, an old museum slated for renovation. It was dim, quiet, but full of relics from human space exploration. Loom's glow brightened. She pointed at an old model of a rocket, then at the stars on Rafi's necklace. Her excitement was clear. Dr. Khan leaned down. "She remembers something," she whispered. "This display, it's triggering memories or recognition. Maybe her people have seen human rockets before." Rafi felt a thrill. Humans had reached for the stars, and now somehow Loom recognized it. She wasn't just curious, and she remembered, but danger was near. In the alley behind the museum, a low hum grew louder. Another presence moved quietly, careful, observing. Rafi's heart pounded. Loom poked her head out of the crate. She pointed to the shadow and made a series of clicks. Rafi didn't understand the sound, but the urgency was clear. They were not alone. Dr. Khan whispered, "We may have a problem. That presence? It's not local. Someone or something was tracking her. We need to move carefully." Rafi nodded. "Okay, we can do this." "We have to." And as the city lights glimmered around them, Loom's glow flared bright gold. She couldn't stop her excitement at human rockets and exploration. But the new presence made her pulse faster, a mix of curiosity and caution. Above them, the first hints of distant stars seemed to watch. And Rafi realized that whatever came next, humans had to be brave. For Loom and for themselves. Rafi, Dr. Mira Khan, and Loom crouched in the shadows outside the old museum. The city was quiet at night except for the hum of distant traffic and the occasional chirp of a night bird. Loom peeked from the crate, her glow soft, eyes wide with curiosity. Rafi whispered, "Okay, this is it. We find some answers tonight, then we hide again. Just stay calm, Loom." She nodded and mimicked his words, her glowing skin pulsing softly. "Calm. Stay." Dr. Khan checked the crate carefully, making sure Loom could breathe and move slightly. "She's ready. But remember, Rafi, she reacts to humans and machines alike. We need to stay slow and careful." Rafi swallowed and nodded. Inside, the museum smelled of old wood and dust. Broken display cases and faded posters lined the walls. The floor creaked with every step. Loom's glow illuminated the hallway faintly, casting patterns on the walls. She gasped softly as she saw the exhibits. Models of rockets, satellites, and probes filled the displays. Loom's fingers reached out to trace the curves of each rocket. Her eyes sparkled and her glow brightened gold as if absorbing every detail. "Look at her," Dr. Khan whispered. "She's studying them, learning, remembering. This place means something to her." Rafi felt a rush of pride. Humans had made rockets, reached for the stars, and now this little being recognized it. "You see that, Loom? That's human courage. That's our reach." Loom chirped and pointed at the ceiling, then tapped Rafi's necklace. The small star glinted under the dim light. They moved deeper into the museum, careful to avoid creaking floors. Loom guided them toward a locked crate tucked behind a row of display cabinets. Its edges were old and worn, but etched into the metal was the same star-shaped symbol as her pod. Dr. Khan knelt, brushing off dust. This matches her pod exactly. Someone left this here decades ago. It wasn't meant to harm her. Maybe it was a message." Rafi's heart raced. "A message? From who?" Loom tilted her head and chirped softly. She traced the symbol with her finger, then gestured to the rocket models and finally to herself. She was trying to connect the dots, her past with humans' reach to space. Dr. Khan nodded slowly. These artifacts were left by explorers, maybe from her own people. They promised something, a safe place for her if she ever returned. This was probably a key. Raffi felt a shiver run down his spine. Humans had always dreamed of reaching other worlds. Now that dream was helping him protect Loom. Suddenly, a faint hum sounded from outside. The probe, persistent as ever, had returned. It circled the museum slowly, scanning for unusual signals. Raffi's stomach twisted. We need to move before it finds us. Dr. Khan nodded. Yes, we can't hide forever, but we can buy time. Let's get her somewhere safer. They gently placed Loom back in the crate. She chirped softly, her glow shifting from gold to pale blue, almost like understanding. The crate was small enough to move, but still allowed her to breathe. The city was unusually quiet that night. Even the hum of distant traffic seemed muted. Raffi stood by the crate where Loom rested, her soft golden glow illuminating the museum's dark corner. Dr. Mira Khan monitored the hallway, her tablet tracking energy signatures outside. Raffi, we have company, she whispered. Her voice was tense but calm. Something big just entered the city. It's not local, I think. They're here for her? Raffi's heart raced. Here? Now? He glanced at Loom. She was awake, curious, watching the shadows. Her glow shifted from gold to pale green and cautious. They're not far, Dr. Khan continued. The probe was only the beginning. They're coming in person. Outside, the hum of engines grew louder. A sleek silver craft hovered above the museum, its lights cutting through the darkness. Shadows fell across the street as it descended. Raffi realized immediately that hiding was no longer enough. We need to move, he said, urgency clear in his voice. Loom, can you come with me? Loom blinked, glowing gold again with a mix of curiosity and fear. She climbed into the crate willingly, understanding the urgency. Dr. Khan nodded. Follow me. There's a service tunnel that leads to the riverfront. It's narrow, but it will hide you from their sensors. Raffi held the crate carefully. Each step echoed in the empty museum halls. Loom peeked from inside, her glow pulsing softly. The city lights reflected off her skin, making her shimmer like a tiny star. As they moved through the tunnel, Raffi felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on him. Loom's soft hums filled the quiet. She was trying to imitate distant city sounds, a dog barking, a cat meowing, a car horn. Each sound made her glow flicker. You're amazing, he whispered. So much curiosity, so much courage. Loom repeated the words slowly. Amazing. Courage. Dr. Khan smiled but kept her eyes on the tunnel. We need to stay quiet. They are not just observing, they are hunting. Raffi's stomach tightened. Hunting? Seriously? Yes, she said, glancing over her shoulder. And they will use every tool they have. We can't let them find her. Outside, the craft hovered lower. Shadows moved along the walls of nearby buildings. Raffi and Dr. Khan paused in the tunnel, listening. The hum of energy grew stronger. A beam of light swept the streets, scanning for unusual heat or glow. They're getting closer, Dr. Khan whispered. We need to move faster. Raffi nodded. He picked up the pace, careful not to bump the crate. Loom chirped softly as if encouraging him. Her glow pulsed brighter, a signal of hope and determination. The tunnel opened near the riverfront. Raffi paused to look at the city skyline, glittering with neon lights. Above, the silver craft hovered, scanning. A shadow moved on the ground, careful and precise. Raffi's heart skipped a beat. Almost there, Dr. Khan said. We just need to cross the bridge to the old warehouse. Once inside, we can hide her safely for a while. They moved quickly, crossing the narrow bridge over the river. Raffi could hear the faint hum of the craft above. Loom's glow pulsed faster with each step. She chirped nervously, mimicking the sound of the water below. They're tracking her energy, Dr. Khan said. She can't stay visible too long. Stay calm, Loom. Raffi glanced at her. Can you do it? Can you stay calm? Loom nodded, glowing pale green, then dimmed to blue. She understood that staying quiet and calm was the key to survival. As they reached the warehouse, Raffi noticed something strange. The craft above paused. Then a small landing pod detached and moved toward the ground. Shadows fell across the warehouse walls. They're on the move, Dr. Khan whispered. We don't have much time. Inside the warehouse, Raffi and Dr. Khan set up a hiding place for Loom. Old crates, tarps, and metal sheets created a small enclosure. Loom climbed out of her crate cautiously, her glow soft and nervous. This will work for now, Dr. Khan said. But we can't stay here long. They will search the area soon. Rafi knelt beside Lume. It's okay. You're safe, at least for now. Lume chirped and repeated. Safe. Okay. Her glow shifted to soft gold, a sign of trust. Outside, the alien pod landed silently. Two figures emerged, humanoid, tall and sleek. Their skin shimmered silver in the city lights. They scanned the surroundings carefully, their eyes glowing faintly. Rafi realized that these were the Watchers. They're precise, Dr. Khan whispered. They're not here to talk. They want her back, Rafi's heart pounded. We can't let them take her. Not ever, Lume sensed the tension. Her glow flickered rapidly, gold and blue alternating, showing fear and alertness. She chirped softly, copying distant city sounds, almost like a warning. Rafi and Dr. Khan prepared to move again. They needed a distraction. Rafi glanced around and noticed old crates with broken alarms. He tugged one free and set it to make noise near the bridge. Cover her, he whispered to Lume. Stay hidden until we're ready. Lume nodded, crouching behind tarps. Her glow dimmed to blue. She trembled slightly but stayed silent, understanding the danger. Rafi and Dr. Khan sprinted toward the crates, activating the alarms. Loud clangs echoed, drawing attention. The alien figures paused, then moved toward the sound, scanning carefully. Meanwhile, Lume stayed hidden, heart pounding. Her glow pulsed rapidly with fear and excitement. She repeated soft chirps and clicks, imitating the distant alarm sounds. Her small hands clutched the tarp, trembling. They'll find us, she whispered softly, mimicking Rafi's worried tone. But Rafi returned quickly, signaling her to stay calm. Almost done. We're safe, for now. The alien figures investigated the crates, leaving the warehouse momentarily. Rafi breathed a sigh of relief. Lume's glow returned to gold. Dr. Khan nodded. That bought us some time. But we need a long-term solution. They will come back. Rafi knelt beside Lume, holding her hands. We'll figure it out, together. You're not alone, she repeated softly. Together. Not alone. As the city lights reflected on the river, Rafi realized the challenge ahead. Lume's people were searching, and humans had only just begun to understand her. But he also felt something stronger than fear, hope. Humans could be clever, brave, and protective, and tonight they had proven it. The alien Watchers might return. The skies might bring more threats. But inside the quiet warehouse, a human and a small glowing being had formed a bond stronger than any fear. And for the first time, Rafi felt certain humans could face the stars, even when the stars brought unexpected challenges. End of Part 5. The warehouse was quiet now. The alarms had stopped, and the alien Watchers outside were regrouping, scanning the city in their precise, methodical way. Rafi crouched beside Lume, who glowed softly in the dim light. Her small hands rested in his, and her wide eyes reflected trust and hope. We can't hide forever, Rafi whispered. We need a plan, a smart one. Dr. Khan nodded. We need a way to protect her permanently. The Watchers will come back. They'll use everything they have. But humans have one thing they do well, thinking outside the box. Lume tilted her head. She repeated Rafi's words slowly. Think, box? Then she laughed softly, her glow flickering gold. Rafi chuckled. Not literally, Lume. It means we need a clever idea. Something no one expects. He thought back to the museum displays, the rockets, the satellites, the old communication devices. Humans had always found a way to reach far places, to solve impossible problems. Maybe it was time to use that same creativity. Dr. Khan, what if we send her somewhere she can be safe but still in contact with us? Rafi suggested. Somewhere the Watchers can't reach easily. Dr. Khan's eyes lit up. Yes, maybe one of the old satellites we have access to. If we can place her signal in orbit, she'll be safe from detection on the ground and we can communicate with her. Lume tilted her head, glowing gold in excitement. She pointed toward the rocket models and chirped softly. Rafi understood. She was ready to learn how humans reached the stars. They worked quickly. Rafi and Dr. Khan gathered old satellite transmitters and a portable booster. Lume observed everything, mimicking their movements. She was fascinated by the buttons, the switches, and the small screens. Every time she touched a control correctly, her glow pulsed with pride. She's learning fast, Dr. Khan whispered. Faster than anyone could expect. She's not just intelligent, she's extraordinary. Rafi nodded. I know, but she's still just a kid. In her own way. We have to be careful. Lume repeated the word slowly. Careful. Her soft glow dimmed, signaling focus and attention. The watchers were still outside, but the night had grown darker, hiding their movements from most of the city. Rafi and Dr. Khan carried the crate to a nearby rooftop, setting up the transmitter. Loom watched intently, glowing softly in anticipation. "Okay, Loom," Rafi whispered. "This is a big step. But if we do it right, you'll be safe. And we can still talk." She nodded and repeated, "Safe. Talk." Her glow shifted to gold like the rising sun, showing excitement and trust. Rafi activated the booster. The crate lifted slightly, tethered to the transmitter. Loom's glow grew brighter with every second. She chirped and hummed, imitating the sounds of rockets from the museum videos. Dr. Khan monitored the signals. Her energy signature is stabilizing. She's adapting. The watchers won't detect her in orbit. The silver craft outside paused in the sky. A faint shimmer ran along its surface, scanning, analyzing. But the booster fired, lifting Loom higher into the air, transmitting her signal into orbit. The watchers hovered for a moment, confused, then withdrew slowly. Rafi exhaled. It worked. She's safe. Loom's glow shifted from gold to soft blue, then back to gold again.